They're really easy to crash and really expensive to maintain, but there have never been so many people who consider fancy sports cars an asset class. So-called supercars can certainly rocket up in value over time, but generally only a select few. Most of these machines see their resale values swoon as they're overtaken by newer, faster, more advanced vehicles. To hold up in a portfolio, a fancy Ferrari or something similar generally needs a few basic elements. First of all, there can't be a lot of them. Total production under a few thousand is kind of the sweet spot. A few hundred, even better. Secondly, the vehicle generally needs to introduce some kind of step change in technology. Some kind of gobsmacking breakthrough that's going to spread widely through the car world. Mercedes did this in the 1950s with its famous gull-wing doors. Lamborghini did it in the 60s when it put the engine behind the driver in its legendary Miura. More recently, you have all-wheel drive, torque vectoring, and carbon fiber chassis. All these things have changed the go-fast game. And of course the car needs to be beautiful, maybe even shocking. Again, Lamborghini's kind of the paragon here with its Countach. It's a wedge of angles and planes, and it became sort of the poster supercar in the 70s and 80s. Even the winners, though, aren't going to make you rich quick. The best supercars, the really famous ones, generally return about 8% a year, and that's before $10,000 brake jobs and expensive garage fees. Still, if you're dead set on a 200 mile an hour high-risk investment, there's some best practices on what to buy. First, you want to be first or last. Let me explain. With a sought-after supercar, collectors tend to gravitate toward the seminal versions or the final few to come out of a factory. Second, you're going to want to sweat the small stuff. A shabby supercar can lose up to half its value if it isn't well maintained. Likewise, a special variant with a rare engine or some other kind of bespoke feature can fetch far more than a similar model. And you need to avoid the limited edition trap. Blue chip car makers love to roll out special versions with supersized price tags. Generally, they go a little faster, but they're often made in much greater numbers than the earlier iterations. One auction savant told me, if a car maker is promising something collectible, you can be pretty sure it won't be. Finally, you want to buy low or low-ish. Like anything else, supercar value tends to move in cycles. There's often a dip 8 to 10 years out, when the car is no longer the new thing, but it's too young to be considered a classic. That crazy Countach idled on auction blocks for 40 years. Between 2014 and 2016, though, its value surged sixfold. There's a case to be made that supercars are due for a bull run. Prices have drifted lower for years, and then COVID put a major crimp on new car production. At the same time, younger buyers, generally fueled by tech fortunes, are coming to the market in droves, as are investment funds focused on so-called hard assets. What could go wrong? This is How We Move. I'm Kyle Stock. For more on the future of transportation, follow us on Quicktake and Bloomberg.